Good morning, students. I'm Arindam Bag here. So today we are going to deal with this short story of Catherine Mansfield, The Fly. You know what is the meaning of the fly? So if we focus on the title, why it has been like that. So I hope you have already gone through the text. Then you will realize that why the title is Fly. I really expect that you know this one, but still it is my responsibility to describe things clearly before you. So here it is, at the end of the story you will find that there is a description of a fly which eventually expose the hollowness, expose the suffering of the character boss. And when we will discuss about that part, you will realize why the title is like that. Please ignore any such noises around me. You know I'm not staying in a very quiet place. I'm not in my home. I'm around 2000 kilometers away from you, or more than 1000 kilometers, I guess. I do not know the exact distance from my place. Right now I'm in Vellore. So let us start this one. You are very snug in here, piped old Mr. Woodyfield. Now this is one of the character I mentioned in my last presentation. So he also lost his son. You know it beforehand, before we even start this text. And he peered out of the great green leather armchair by his friend the boss's desk. Now this is the second character I was describing. He also lost his son, and both of them lost their son in the First World War. So Mr. Woodyfield came to see our boss here. As a baby peers out of its pram. Pram means here perambulator. You know that perambulator is a type of chair with wheels where you keep the babies and take him out or her for strolling and going around. His talk was over. So that means the description, the short story opens up with this idea that the talk is already over. It was his time. It was time for him to be off. To be off means here now he's about to leave. His meeting or whatever purpose he had, it has been over. But he did not want to go. Since he had retired, now there is a gap here. Okay, I find a place a bit quieter right now. So there's been lots of disturbance behind me. So then you have three dots, which is known as ellipses, and then stroke. That means there was something else, but it was not mentioned. And eventually you will realize what is not mentioned. It is the death of his son, which has been kept aside. It was not mentioned. The wife and the girls kept him boxed up. Boxed up means here locked up. He was locked up. Have you seen any old man who has been kept under strict diet and who has to follow some sort of the living conditions, or there are certain things they need to follow, and they are very much irritated. You will see eventually, even when we will be old enough, then our family will also do the same thing with us. Boxed up in the house every day of the week except Tuesday. So this is an exception. There's only one day in the week when he is allowed to do something, or rather he is not boxed up. On Tuesday He was dressed and brushed and allowed to cut back to the city for the day. Though what he did there, the wife and girls could not imagine. Yes, the girls and wives, they have least idea what he is doing over there. Made a nuisance of himself. Let us find the word nuisance. Nuisance means what? What does it mean? Nuisance means a person or a thing causing inconvenience or annoyance. An aged person is allowed to visit, now is visiting some people who may or may not be much, they don't feel like happy around him. Rather, sometimes it happens, we also find in our lives some characters who suddenly comes to us and they feel they are annoying for us, we feel irritated in their presence, but they still love to come, they still love to visit. So made a nuisance of himself to his friends. Yeah, he is like a nuisance. He is like that person who is not welcomed by his friend, or rather they are annoyed by his presence. They think so, they suppose. Well, perhaps so. All the same, we cling to our last pleasures as the tree clings to its last leaves. Now this is a very beautiful line over here. All the same, we cling to our last pleasures as the tree clings to its last leaves. Why she said that? Why Catherine Mansfield said that? Trees, they shed their leaves. So eventually they shed all the leaves. But at the last end, when they have only few, they are trying their level best to keep it up, but they are unable to do so. Even when we are getting old, our senses will not work. Things will get messy around us, and things will be the things which are quite easy for us, right? Riding stairs, and doing things at a young age is very easy. But when you are old enough, even going to first floor or second floor, it will be tremendous stuff for you, because your health condition, you will be weak, you will feel pain everywhere, you will feel short of breath. So at that time, what do we do? We normally try to whatever we have, we try to enjoy it. Now Mr. Woodfield is also doing the same. He is like a tree who has lost all his leaves, and he has only few left, and is still utilizing it. So what we have here? Well, perhaps so. All the same, we cling our this has been explained. So there sat old Woodfield, and smoking a cigar and staring almost greedily at the boss, who rolled in his office chair. Stout, yes, let us remember this description. Stout, rosy, 5 years older than he. And that means he is 5 years older than Mr. Woodfield, but still he is stout, and he is strong enough, and he is going still strong, still at the helm. Let us find this word helm. What does it mean? Excuse me. H-E-L-M. Relax, I don't have corona, just because I am sneezing. Helm means a lever or wheel controlling rudder of a ship for steering. Can you see this one on the left hand side? Steering broadly. That means helm means still boss is living a life where he is controlling his life. Woodfield has lost the control of his life. Now he has been controlled by his family, his girls and his wife. They control it, but boss is still doing things of his own. Nobody is controlling him. It did one good to see him. Wistfully admiring the old voice added, "It's snug enough in here upon my word." Now let us find a snug. What does it mean? Snug. S-N-U-G. Snug means here comfortable. The boss is having a very comfortable office. Yes, it is comfortable enough, agreed the boss, and he flipped the Financial Times with a paper knife. Some of the cases they provide this, short questions. What was the paper? That was Financial Times. As a matter of fact, he was proud of his room. Yes, remember this one. He was extremely proud, and he feel very comfortable to show it to someone like Woodfield. He liked to have it admired. This is a very common tendency. When you do something good in our life, we love to get admired. We love to get appreciation. We love to get attention from the people around us, especially by old Woodfield. Why it is like that? Especially why by old Woodfield? It appears that Mr. Woodfield is a very fragile, as a very old, weak man. He has lost his control over his life. His daughter and wife is controlling him right now. He has been kept inside his home, boxed up, as it has been described to us. So why it is like that? Why? Because old Woodfield and boss has a very common thing to share, and that thing, because of that issue might be sort of insecurity or sort of jealousness, might be because boss has lost his only son, but Woodfield lost his only son. It's okay. Woodfield still had his daughter and his wife. Boss has none. It gave him a feeling of deep, solid satisfaction to be planted there in the midst of it, in full view of that frail old figure in the muffler. So this is also another description of Mr. Woodfield. So he's been described as a frail old figure in the muffler. You can easily assume what kind of character he would be. I've had it done up lately, he explained. Who said this? Boss, obviously. He is describing that recently he has set up this office, as he had explained, for the first how many weeks. That means it is not the first time he is explaining this. It has been explained several times to Mr. Woodfield, and that's why every time whenever Mr. Woodfield appears in his office and admire the office, he says, recently done, I have recently done. So new carpet. Now what he is pointing at? New carpet. He is pointing at the new carpet. Then the pattern of it is the bright red carpet with a pattern of large white rings. Remember this one. There might be short questions from this. New furniture. So we have new carpet, new furniture. He nodded towards the massive bookcase and the table with legs with twisted trickle. Electric heating. He waved almost exultantly toward the 5 transparent pearly sausages glowing so softly in the tilted copper pan. Now why heater? Electric heating? Because it's England here. So like we install AC over here because it's summer over here. It's always hot over here, but in England it's chilling, so that's why they need electric heating machine, and that thing also is described. So how many things we got here? New carpet, new furniture, which includes 2 massive bookcases. Please ignore that noise. I have a dog behind me, which is actually I don't know what's the issue with him. It is doing something behind me. So, and there was a table also, and a mention about electric heating, and it has been described how it has been working. So that will be all for today. I hope I have explained the text, the first part of it. I hope you will like it, and if you have any questions, ask me over the WhatsApp. I will answer you back. I will meet you after 5 p.m. today, so you don't need to worry about anything. Maybe before that also, if I am able to conduct anything like that, like Google meeting before 5, I will definitely do that. I will inform you beforehand. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Goodbye.